Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, Bai was accepted as a disciple to become an immortal. In the immortal realm, Bai would discover that his chosen walk is able to double the power of anything he puts in it. However, he loses some lifespan when he does. Fast forward 5 years to when Bai has led his sector to victory in several wars and is now patriarch. After taking the Sky River Court's place in the middle stream, Bai is told that he will have to participate in a trial so that his sector can secure the resources they desperately need. Bai found that he wasn't the only one training hard though, as his adopted Beast King's son sacrificed his body to go through lightning tribulation. The story continues during a ceremony as Hongzong states that the young patriarch Bai is setting out for the trial, and he instructs all cultivators to beat the drums to cheer him on. Bai appears before them all and everyone screams his name. They all cheer as Bai is the hope of the sector. They are confident in him and they all promise to wait for his victorious return. Bai looks to his loyal companion and exclaims that it looks like the future of the sector rests on their shoulders again. Bai tells Hongzong that he is confident that he will live up to everyone's expectations, and they begin to set out into a portal. The talking monkey watches in the distance and states that there is unrest in the middle stream. He points out that the river-defined sector is like a tree without roots, and the future of the sector has once again been entrusted to Bai. As if Bai didn't have enough pressure already, Hongzong tells him that the results he achieves in the trial will directly determine the resources available to the sector in the future. Furthermore, it is said that a secret legacy method left behind by the higher sector is hidden deep in the secret realm. The cultivators of the three sectors will definitely resort to any means to fight for it, so he must be careful. Just outside the legacy secret realm of the middle stream, we see that a speech is being given. The Star River Court Patriarch states that they all have to live up to the expectations of the higher sector's young master on this trip. She demands that after entering the secret realm, they make sure not to show any mercy. The Sky River previously suppressed their sector for 1,000 years, so today she wants them to seek recompense for this grudge. Furthermore, she wants them to compete with the Pinnacle River for the position of the second most powerful sector of the middle stream. Just then, it is announced that the river-defined sector has arrived, and everyone is shocked to see that they only have one person participating. They wonder if the river-defined sector lacks people and whisper about how pathetic they are. They are not the only ones surprised, as Bai can't believe that the other sectors brought so many people. The crowd begins to berate them as they point out that they are supposed to be a dignified middle stream sector, but they are unexpectedly only sending in one disciple. They mock them for having only one golden core cultivator in their entire sector, as such a situation is really unheard of. One man even asks that if they are going to be this pathetic, why did they need to specifically come there to embarrass themselves? Things get even worse as another man tells Bai that there is also a dog following him for no reason. Bai finally speaks as he explains that he knows that the man is just trying to provoke him so that he will behave inappropriately in front of everyone, but he doesn't plan on falling for their clumsy little trick. The insults continue though, as they say that they actually have a total of 1.5 members if they count the dog. Chen Yun assumes that this means they looked through all the people and beasts of the river-defined sector, but couldn't even put together a decent showing in the end. Laughs erupt from everywhere as they tell Bai to just go home. Bai thinks about how the two sectors clearly have strength in numbers, and he is afraid that they have tactically agreed early on to target him. This being the case, Bai decides that he will respond accordingly. Chen Yun steps up to Bai and states that if the weakened Sky River Court had not fallen, then his river-defined sector would never have had the right to experience the landscape of the middle stream. Bai plays along and agrees with Chen Yun, as he states that an ordinary person like himself isn't able to appreciate the landscape of the middle stream, and he only came to fill up their place for the trial. Chen Yun likes what he hears as he tells Bai that a boy like him has no right to stand in the same place as him. Bai agrees to this as well and promises to stay 100 steps away from him. Chen Yun starts to feel superior now as he explains to Bai that his little sector has every reason to be afraid, but Bai explains that all he is really afraid of is being seen as an old man. Chen Yun doesn't understand, so Bai reminds him that Chen Yun cried when he thought that the stone tablet of the river-defined sector was his father, and Bai is now afraid that Chen Yun might acknowledge him as his grandfather. This absolute roast actually manages to get laughter from the crowd, so Chen Yun is forced to tell them all to shut up. The laughter quickly ends, however, as the Dao River Court disciples arrive, and Bai is in awe to feel the power of the middle stream's top sector. This means that all 4 sectors are present, so the leaders of each sector begin to open the secret realm. Before it can even open, the very insulted Chen Yun makes it a priority of his to tell Bai that he will make him pay twice over for making him look foolish. The secret realm begins to open, so Bai tells Tidan that after the trial starts, he must stay close to him. Bai then thinks back to some words Hongzong told him. He told Bai that if he encounters any threats to his life, then it would be okay to not acquire even a single seal, since only by keeping himself safe will the river-defined sector have a future. The trial begins and everyone enters the array as they hear the rules. The trial is divided into 2 stages. The killing of cultivators is prohibited throughout. The one who overcomes the hurdles and obtains the most seals wins. The first stage is a race. The first person to pass through the wasteland will trigger the start of the second trial and get a head start in the battle for the seals. The race begins as the Star River Court disciples point out how easy the short race will be when they fly on their swords. However, they quickly find out that there are restrictions in the sky and they are not able to fly. This means they must use their physical speed, but they are all still confident since the race seems so simple. They continue the race but are shocked when spikes emerge from the ground. The spikes are deadly, so Chen Yun must rush to save his disciples. He explains that the thorn trap's power is actually comparable to the late stage core formation level, but he is surprised to see the Dao River Court use an array to move through the traps. Bai watches from a distance and tells Tidan that they won't fight for first place. Instead, they will just steadily follow the other sectors. Chen Yun sees that the array is protecting the Dao River disciples and decides that they will do the same. The Pinnacle sector is doing the same thing, but one disciple wonders if they should be doing something about Bai. Their leader calls Bai a piece of trash and states that they won't waste their time on him. The Star River Court plans to ignore him as well, but Chen Yun states that once they obtain enough seals, then they will dispose of Bai. Bai calls out to Chen Yu as he tells him not to worry since he promises to keep his word and stay away from him. After a short moment, Bai tells Tidan that they can start getting ready, and Bai prepares his feet. Moments later, we see that the other sectors are struggling very much with the thorn traps, but the Star River Court finally manages to get out. However, they are absolutely stunned to see that Bai is there as well. They know that he is working alone and wonder how on earth did he catch up to them. Bai dramatically states that the traps are too powerful and they almost got him killed, but Chen Yun calls him a liar as he uses an attack. Chen Yun understands that it would be against the rules to kill Bai himself, so he plans to activate the traps around Bai to leave him with nowhere to go. Traps are set off all around Bai, but he dodges every single one of them, and Chen Yun wonders if he is somehow able to anticipate where the traps will appear. However, after watching him dodge several more times, it becomes very clear to him that Bai is shockingly relying on the power of body refinement. The moment the trap is activated, he has already moved out of its attack range. This is unbelievable to them, as he states that this isn't the speed a core formation cultivator should have. Bai makes it past the area, but unfortunately the next place has traps as well. The Pinnacle sector tries to take him down too, and Bai laments how the middle stream sectors have some seriously underhanded methods. Bai is quickly getting away from them, but unfortunately he gets caught by another powerful trap. Things are looking pretty bad for him, and Chen Yun arrives to gloat. He tells Bai to stop struggling as he attacks him, and Bai yells out to him. The attack lands directly on Bai, making everyone think he is done for, but they are shocked to hear him still speaking. Bai's voice is muffled as he states that ever since he arrived at the secret realm, they all repeatedly forced him into a corner. Everyone watches in amazement to see that Bai is talking from inside the trap. He goes on to say that he kept tolerating their behavior and actively avoided their hostilities. Bai then emerges from the trap clearly furious as he tells them that they never stopped their poor behavior and instead try to hurt him. Bai wonders if they really think that he is afraid of them and shows that he is in control of the vines now using his weaponized flora technique. Bai uses it to set off all the traps in the surrounding area, so Chen Yun has his men form an array and they use their combined strength to try and kill Bai. Bai manages to hold it back, but the attack is relentless, and Bai notices that the Dao River Court disciples are fighting nearby. Bai tells Tidan to watch closely as he wants to show him how others can sustain damage for him, and descends from the sky. Bai tells the attack to follow him closely and sends the attack right at the Dao River Court disciples. They are furious to have been attacked by the Star River Court, and mayhem ensues between the sectors. Bai watches as he states that they brought this on themselves, and that even he gets scared of himself when he is angry. Everything is going perfectly as Bai decides to get ahead and be the first to get a seal. Bai reaches the end of the race as everyone watches the amazing display, and a loud voice announces that the second stage, the battle for the seals, begins. Thanks for watching part 44. Part 45 will be out soon.